The Delta Fireman's Ball is Saturday, July 27th. You can enjoy food, live music, games, and more. There will be a poker run from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Keith Davis will be playing music from 6 to 9 p.m. For more information on the Delta Fireman's Ball, contact Jim or Fake Harry at 319-212-8772. The Delta Fireman's Ball is coming up Saturday, July 27th. Don't miss it. Keokuk County Expo 2024 Stars, Stripes, and Summer Nights is the place to be in July. Things start off with a bang on Monday, July 15th with Rogue Rodeo at 7:30 p.m. On Thursday, July 18th is the Keokuk County Expo Queen Contest and the Bill Riley Talent Search. On Friday, Tyler Richton and the High Bank Boys will be in concert starting at 7:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, it's the Figure 8 races at the Keokuk County Expo. Bring the family, have a great time, and enjoy the fair at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney. The Union Mills Community Closet presents Christmas in July fundraiser dinner, July 27th, starting at 5 p.m. at Bradbury Hall, Nelson Pioneer Farm, Oskaloosa, serving a catered dinner of chicken cordon bleu or savory sliced beef. Call 641-200-1940 or look for Union Mills Community Closet on Facebook to purchase your tickets. Tickets are $30 or $240 to reserve an entire table. All proceeds directly benefit Union Mills Community Christmas Toy Drive. It's the Christmas in July fundraiser dinner, July 27th at Bradbury Hall, Nelson Pioneer Farm. Saturday, July 20th, the Southern Iowa Fair welcomes Eddie Montgomery of Montgomery Gentry, along with special guest Dylan Carmichael and area favorites, The Boys. Tickets in advance are $40. Get your tickets at sifonlinestore.com. For more information, stop by the fair office at 615 North I Street in Oskaloosa or call 641-673-7004. It's Eddie Montgomery of Montgomery Gentry headlining the Southern Iowa Fair concert on Saturday, July 20th. Doors open at 6:30. Start time is at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $45 the day of the show. And welcome into the sports section. We are live at Brothers Market on what is going to be a beautiful Saturday here in Southeast Iowa. And yeah, of course, we always broadcast live from Brothers Market on a Saturday for the sports section. As you can see, we have got a screen full this morning. We've got our host, Mitch Eslick. Mitch, what's going on this morning?
Hey, Steve. Thanks for having me here again this morning. We have an exciting morning with the Iowa Sting. We've got some youth softballers in here, and we're going to chat with them about what's been going on with them as they've kind of wrapped up their season and kind of getting ready. You know, softball never stops, as we know, so we're going to hear all about what they've got going on and meet some of their players here. So we're really excited to have them with us this morning, Steve.
All right, so we're going to be chatting with the gang from the Iowa Sting here momentarily. First, let's take a peek at our Athlete of the Week that was voted on by the viewers of Steve Shetler Media. Our Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's Athlete of the Week for this past week was HLVTC Softball's Haley Jack, their pitcher. The HLVTC wrapped up their season just a week ago or so, but Haley had a really nice season, and she was voted our Athlete of the Week. In fact, she had enough votes that she got into the Athlete of the Year tournament, which comes up in August, and the winner of that will get a big old championship belt. We'll be talking about that a little bit later on. Our State Farm, Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week for this past week, Sigourney Baseball, and they were obviously had a great week and a great season. They are going to be playing at the state baseball tournament coming up this next week. So again, Sigourney Baseball, kind of 2 weeks in a row. Last week it was a three-way tie for the Team of the Week, which included Sigourney Baseball. Now they get it by themselves this week. Sigourney Baseball are Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week. Let's go back to Mitch and the Iowa Sting. Mitch.
Thanks, Steve. All right, so we got the Sting in here this morning, and we're going to go around the horn and meet all of them. We got about a bunch of them in here this morning. So first, we're going to start with the coaches here first. Let's give a name and kind of, we've got multiple coaches, so kind of your role with the Sting and what you do. Is there do we have different like age levels of Sting? Is it all one group? So kind of talk a little bit about name and what your role is with the Sting. So.
I'm Brianna Schaff. We have two sets of girls. We have our 10U and we have our 14U. My role is kind of pitching and catching. I also am just kind of moral support, make sure they have confidence and believe in themselves and do great things.
My name is Maddie Schaff. I kind of do everything other than the pitching and catching. So defense, hitting. And then, yeah, that's what I do. So, and then actually, this is a player from our 14U, so we'll have her go next.
Yeah, sorry, Devin. Yep.
Okay, my name's Devin Smallwood. Do I just say like?
Yeah.
What
So
position
for the players, let's go with your name and like what position or positions you play in softball. So your name and then your position, or if you play multiple, you can do multiple positions. So go ahead, Devin. And start.
Okay, my name's Devin Smallwood. I play first base, third base, and I pitch.
My name's Olivia Davis, and I play second base, and then right field.
Okay, second base, right field. Okay, Mason, you're up.
My name is Mason Bain, and I play pitcher and shortstop.
You got it, Brinley.
Come on.
Or go to the next.
For you, this is Brinley Cavan. She is a catcher and a utility player.
I'm Nora All, and I play third.
I'm Charlie Smallwood, and I play first.
All right, good job, girls.
Mitch,
Okay.
I think some of these girls also play the role of giggling, too.
I have all these girls in school, and they're never this quiet in school. So I'm gonna have to bring microphones out for PE next year, and I'll quiet them right down. It looks like. So Bria, I'm gonna start with you for the next question here. Talk a little bit just about kind of how this whole thing originated, how long it's been going for. And why kind of you wanted to start this kind of program of youth softball in this area?
Okay. Well, we grew up playing a lot of softball. Maddie and I traveled a lot, so that was one thing that we really hold close to ourselves. It gave us a lot of great experiences. So we decided last fall that the 10U girls wanted a little bit extra. They wanted to learn more, so we decided to make that possible for them. We started with this 10U group and we moved on to 14U in the spring. And we just do it for the love of the game. We want to be able to teach these girls not only how it is to be a softball player, but how it is to be a good person. And just to have confidence in no matter what they do. It doesn't matter if it's 4-H or whatever, we support these girls and we want them to have confidence.
Awesome. Talk a little bit, Maddie, we can go to you. Talk a little bit about the kind of the season this last year. How many tournaments did you play? Where did you kind of go? What were some of the things that this team did this year? And kind of when is there a starting point and a stopping point? Is it kind of just something you do all year long? Kind of talk about both those things a little bit. Give people an idea of kind of how the season went.
So for our 14U, we mainly played in the Des Moines area, which was a huge step for us because they were 14UB, so there's 3 classes in travel softball. It goes C, B, and A. So B's the middle class, C's obviously the bottom, but it's not a bad thing to be in C. So our 14U went to Des Moines, played in B tournaments. We did 5 or 6 tournaments with them. A lot of them, we played 2 one-day tournaments. Those are kind of difficult when you get to the older ages just because you don't have that chance to like battle back on Sunday. If you do have a bad day, so you just got to make sure you're ready to play from the start of Saturday morning. And then they played in a couple 2-day tournaments. Our 10U stayed, I would say, Iowa City. We went to a Kelowna tournament. we did all one-day tournaments with them except for one 2-day tournament in Des Moines. And that was different for them because we've never taken them that way. And competition is different all the way across Iowa. So we played spring. We didn't play summer ball just because of town ball is a busy, busy season. And then our 14U had junior high or high school. So then we'll start practice next weekend for our fall season, and that'll go from August to about end of October. For the 14U, we're looking at playing indoor this year, so we'll take like a couple weeks off, and then they'll go straight into indoor ball. And then our 10U will pick back up in January for practice, and then we'll start the spring season again. So
awesome. Yeah, it is. That's certainly a busy stretch. All right, girls, I'm going to come back to you guys. Like I said, we're going to make these questions super duper easy. Okay, so what I want to know is, what is your favorite thing about playing with your teammates and with the Iowa Sting? What do you like the most about playing with this team, and what has been the most enjoyable part of it? Devin, we'll start with you.
Okay, the most enjoyable part for me is that on the past travel teams I've played on, I haven't known the girls that I've played with. So this opportunity and it being so close to where I live, I go to school with these people, and I know them, and I can trust them more than just like a random person.
I trust everyone more than I've ever trusted anyone else, and I like how Maddie and Bree coach.
It might be like going out to eat after the game with your friends. It might be practice. It might be, it can be anything. What do you like the most about playing softball? Why do you do it? Because it's a lot of time that you girls put in. Why do you do it? What do you like the most about playing softball with the Sting?
Practice.
Practice? Good.
wearing bows.
Wearing bows.
Promise they're not always this shy.
No, they're definitely not.
My favorite part about it is being friends with everyone.
My favorite part about playing softball with Iowa Sting is I get to play with my friends and not strangers.
Okay, yeah. And that is awesome, getting an opportunity to play with your friends. And these are the girls that hopefully you'll be playing with in high school. There's been a lot of success, obviously, with Sigourney softball here the last decade or so. Talk a little bit about kind of, as coaches, how you try to build on that. Do you emphasize these girls going to watching the Sigourney girls play? And just talk a little bit about kind of that success that Sigourney softball's had and how you're trying to help continue that on.
Yeah, so we really want these girls to do good. We do encourage them to go watch their fellow softball players. Any softball is good to watch. You can always pick up different chants or different ways people can pick themselves up or lift themselves up in a softball game. So we do encourage them to go watch. We focus on doing more and getting better. I always talk about getting 1% better. Whether that's at 10 years old or 14 years old, we just try to push ourselves to do the best we can do. We don't compare ourselves, but we look up to people.
This may, and either of you can hit this question, coaches. Is this something that if someone's watching right now that they can get involved in? Are the teams full? Is there an opportunity to join for different seasons? Like, for the would it be the fall season they would join for, or winter? Like, how can others get involved with this team? Is that a possibility? Kind of talk a little bit about that aspect of your team. Are you looking for more girls? Are you good? Talk a little bit about that.
Okay. So our 10U right now, it looks like we could pick up a couple more players. So just messaging us on our Facebook page is the best way, I think, to get a hold of us. And then our 14U, we would like to add 2 or 3 more players just to round out our roster. we go season by season. So when you commit in the fall, that doesn't mean you're committing to the spring or the winter. So we go season by season because we understand that sometimes travel ball just isn't for everybody. The way we coach might not be for everybody, and that's okay. So we give them an opportunity to not have to be stuck down in our program. We do have a few girls from out of town, and I know these girls said that they like playing with their friends, but they were able to meet people they didn't know this past season, and I think that's a really great experience through travel ball because you're just meeting new faces, learning how to communicate with others, and I think that's what travel ball is really all about when it comes down to it. So
yeah, no, for sure. So I guess this is as someone that, and I think a lot of the people at home watching, they don't maybe have the understanding of how are the rules. Are there different rules for the younger kids, for the older kids? Talk a little bit about kind of what the actual softball looks like at the 10U level as opposed to the 14U level, and kind of what are some of the big things that as coaches you are emphasizing to them at this age to help them. You talked about that you want them to become better softball players. What are some of the most important things that you work on and kind of the actual gameplay of softball at this level?
I'll talk about the 10U.
Okay, so for the 14U, we really focus on confidence. Along with, this is a saying I say, it doesn't matter how many times you fail, it's how many times you get back up. So if you put in the work in the off season and you are confident with yourself, great things will come. That's the biggest thing with the 14U is just making sure that no matter what happens, they still have the go get it attitude, no matter if they failed 100 times on the field or not. And they're really good about overcoming obstacles. So.
And then for our 10U, so for town ball 10U, after 4 balls, you have coach pitch. For travel ball, you do not have that option, so it's considered a walk. A coach doesn't come out and throw to them. So we started these girls last fall, and we actually were young enough to play 8U, but we had one player that brought us up to 10U. I like to stay away from the coach pitch only because I think these girls at this age need to see as much live pitching as possible because it's a huge adjustment. It's a huge adjustment just moving up to 12U in general because the ball gets bigger. You do go back, and then at that point you're playing real softball. So for 10UC travel ball, we still have the 5-run rules an inning, but we just don't have the coach pitch, and I think that's what makes a huge difference there as far as town ball and travel ball. That's the main difference. So
yeah, and that's interesting. That's kind of what I was I know that these girls, like you said, they are very busy. They're playing other sports too as well at this age, and so that's, you kind of let them focus on the town ball, you said, during that season, and then you guys take all the other. That's awesome. So, all right, girls, I'm going to come back to you. Like I said, I'm going to make these questions really easy for you. Okay. All right. So the next question is, who's your favorite elementary PE? No, I'm kidding. Okay. The next question is going to be, okay, what has been your best, because I'm going to make you brag about yourself a little bit here, okay? What has been your best thing that you have done on the softball field? It could be you struck someone out as a pitcher, you got a hit in this game, you fielded the ball and you threw it away. One thing that you can remember, or not threw it away, threw it to the correct person. What is your favorite thing that you remember doing on the softball field in this last season, or it could be the season before? One thing that just made you think, yeah, that was awesome. Okay, so Devin, and it could be high school softball too, Devin, because I remember a pretty good thing you did a couple weeks ago. But talk a little bit about something that you've done on the softball field that really made you happy and really made you excited.
So mine would be hitting my hit to right field to push Carmelita to third base the other night versus HLV. That just was really what I needed that night, and to know that I helped my team advance and win that game was really something that boosted my confidence. And I think if I didn't play on this team, it wouldn't have happened.
Awesome. Hey, Olivia?
At the end of fall season, I hit the ball for the first time.
Good job. All right, Mason?
I hit the ball. My pitching when I struck out people.
My diving catch.
Diving catch. All right.
Getting a double play. I got people out on first.
That's one on first. All right, awesome job, girls. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna do one more here for the coaches, really quickly. We really appreciate the Iowa Sting being here this morning. Youth softball team that has joined us. They've done a great job with us this morning. So, Bree, I'll start with you with this question. Talk a little bit about just kind of the overall. And you touched on this a little bit, but just kind of the overall goal for your program here, and what you're trying to do for the kids, and kind of what you want this group to be about.
Yeah, so I touched on confidence. That's a big thing. We have a saying, we have a little chant we do before every game, and there's one part in it. It all hits home for me and Maddie. But a chance to equal our stride, right? We want a chance in Sigourney, Iowa, for girls to have if they want the opportunity to better themselves. And then as they get older, we want to open a door for college. If they want to go play college ball, we want to help them get there. And just to have the confidence for that is a big thing. Just knowing, yes, you come from small town Sigourney, Iowa, but you can do it. You can do it if you want it.
Awesome. Anything, Dad?
Yeah, I'm going to add to that. So I don't think we've talked a whole lot to the 10U about this, just because we haven't touched on it yet. But our ultimate goal is for them to someday go up to the state tournament and bring home a state title, not just participating in that state tournament, but really bringing home first. So just working hard in practice, playing against some of the top teams in Des Moines and Iowa City is going to help them be able to compete under pressure when they are up there at that state tournament. So.
Awesome. We want to thank the Iowa Sting here for spending a Saturday. It was great to have you in here as well, and good luck to them as they get kind of geared up for their fall season coming up here pretty soon. Steve, you got anything for them before we let them sneak out of here?
I'm going to get a picture of them because we didn't get this beforehand. So.
Okay. All right, let's get a picture.
Let's get a picture. All right, here we go. Mason, scoot over just a hair. There we go. All right, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we got one. Now, are you guys excited? My question would be, are you guys excited for the Sigourney High School softball team playing at the state tournament this coming week?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Devin might be.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's excited.
You excited?
Yes.
All right, so we wish these Savages good luck. And do you guys have a registration coming up? Or when is tryouts, or do you have a date set on that?
I'll just make a Facebook post about it as far as our first practice.
Okay.
Anybody's welcome to come join then, and we'll have packets to hand out if they're interested in pursuing travel softball. So.
Okay. All right, and we've got you tagged on the Facebook post for the Iowa Sting, so make sure you like that page and follow along. All right, girls, ladies, thank you for stopping in on a Saturday morning. You are free to go. And, again, we thank Iowa Sting for getting up early on a Saturday here on the sports section here on Steve Shetler Media. Of course, we are broadcasting live this morning and every Saturday morning from Brothers Market in Sigourney. You can go to shopbrothersmarket.com. Savings are made simple. For digital coupons, you can earn rewards, deal of the week. They've got shopping deals. And, of course, you want to get that app. Check out all the different deals that you got going on at Brothers Market. Again, it's a smart way to shop. Savings made simple. Let me adjust my camera, Mitch, since we've got just you now. All right, I think I'm adjusted now. Let's take it back to Mitch. let's go over that way just a little bit. Mitch, what do we got left on today's show?
Well, we got to talk some Sigourney baseball and softball here,
yeah.
Steve. What a week! What a Tuesday night it was for Sigourney athletics. Certainly one of the most exciting evenings that you could imagine. And I actually just saw Sarah Bruns in here at Brothers Market doing a little shopping this morning. A pretty exciting night for her and her kids as they both helped punch tickets to the state tournament on Tuesday night. It was a incredibly exciting evening in Fairfield where the Sigourney boys were 4-2 winners. Isaac Bruns 3-run home run was the ultimate difference on the offensive end for the boys to upset Burlington Notre Dame and get themselves to the state tournament for the first time in school history. Huge congratulations to Coach Lee Crawford and the entire Sigourney baseball program getting themselves to the state tournament with that 4-2 win. And then here in Sigourney, I know you were there, Steve, it was an incredible game. Sigourney and Wapello. Sigourney was down to their final strike. We had Danny Aller, his sister Nora was in here. She played hero, got down to their final strike. She had 2 strikes on her with 2 outs and was able to knock in the game tying run to tie it at 1. They decided they wanted to play for a few more innings, ended up playing 11 of them, and then finally it was Ella Bruns saying, big brother, you're not going to have all the fun at home tonight, and she knocked in the game-winning run with a single up the middle to end that one, and Sigourney was a 2-1 winner. Carly Goodwin, 22 strikeouts for the Gatorade Player of the Year. She was phenomenal once again, and they got themselves back to the state tournament. This is the 3rd time in the last 4 years that the Sigourney girls will have been at the state tournament. They're still looking for their first win in the winner's bracket, and they'll get a chance to do that starting on Tuesday. So we'll talk a little bracket here. Let's pull out our brackets because we usually do our final segment is what to watch for, and obviously all of your listeners, Steve, at home are going to be wanting to watch Sigourney baseball and softball here this week. So it starts with Sigourney baseball on Monday. They play at 1:30 p.m. in Carroll. They play at Merchants Park in Carroll, and I know they would love for as many people to make that trek westward to go over and watch and support them. That game starts at 1:30 p.m., approximately 1:30. There is a game at 11 o'clock. Akron, Westfield, and Bedford play at 11, and then the Sigourney Linville-Sully game. That is who the Sigourney boys play. Conference rival Linville-Sully. They did play once during the regular season. It was a game that ultimately decided the conference championship. Linville-Sully won that one by 1 run on a walk-off hit in the 7th inning, but it was a very close competitive game. So Sigourney will be looking for a little bit of revenge against the Hawks on Monday afternoon. If the Sigourney boys would win that one, they would play on Wednesday evening at approximately 7 o'clock against the winner of that Akron, Westfield, and Bedford game. So they'd get the winner of that one. And then the championship game for the boys is on Friday, July 26th. That is a noon start in Carroll. So if you're wanting to watch a little Sigourney baseball, we're hoping that they're going to play every other day this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also in the bracket for the boys on the bottom half, Mason City Newman plays South Wynn, and Remsen St. Mary's plays against North Lynn. So those are the 8 teams that filled out the boys bracket. On the girls' side, the Sigourney girls play on Tuesday evening. They have the last game of the night, 7:30. As someone who, Steve, you probably didn't know this, but worked at the state softball tournament for about 15 straight years. It's in my hometown of Fort Dodge. I know that those games, they play about 7 games on each diamond. So sometimes 7:30 doesn't work, but we're hoping 7:30. We're hoping no real long 11, 12-inning games like we had, but approximately a 7:30 start for that game. That is the last game of the night in Fort Dodge on Tuesday evening. The girls play against Remsen St. Mary's. They are currently undefeated, so it'll be a big task for the Sigourney girls to try to knock off Remsen St. Mary's, but they'll play on Tuesday night at 7:30. Now, the girls bracket works a little bit differently than the boys. They are guaranteed to get 2 games in. So they will play for sure on Wednesday at some point. We hope it's a win, and if it is a win, they will play again at 7:30 on Wednesday evening against the winner of Wayne and Southeast Warren. So Southeast Iowa represented quite a bit in the bottom half of that state bracket. A couple teams that we have here in Southern Iowa, Wayne and Southeast Warren. And if the Sigourney girls would lose, they would get a chance to play for 5th place. That would be against the loser of that Wayne Southeast Warren game. That would also be on Wednesday, but it would be at 2:30 p.m. On Wednesday. And then the girls also do a 3rd place game / championship game. So if the girls win their first game and then they play again Wednesday night, they would definitely play on Friday. It would either be the championship game is at 7:30 on Friday, and the 3rd place game would be at 6 p.m. on Friday. So there is a chance that both of the Sigourney boys and girls will be playing on Wednesday and Friday. Good news is, if you want to watch Sigourney Championship baseball and softball, you could easily get the noon game in Carroll and the 7:30 game in Fort Dodge done pretty easily. So that's what we're hoping for. A lot of work to be done between then and now, Steve, but it certainly is going to be a very exciting week for Sigourney athletics, as the Sigourney boys and girls will both represent their communities in the state tournaments in Carroll and Fort Dodge, respectively.
Yeah, what a scene it was. What was it, Tuesday night?
Tuesday.
On the Sigourney softball field. Especially, the Sigourney girls won, and then the baseball team made it back to town about 10:30. And so everybody got to celebrate together, and lots of pictures and photo ops and interview opportunities on Tuesday night on the softball field. So congratulations. Hopefully it's a busy week and a long week for both teams, because if it's busy and a long week, you know that you're still playing.
Exactly. That's what we're hoping for.
All right. Let's take a peek. We talked about the athlete of the week earlier in the show. But we do want to briefly chat about the athlete of the year. So this past week was the final week for the athlete of the week and the team of the week. Those will be done, since we're getting down to just the elite teams right now. So there's not a lot of options as far as athletes and teams left. So we've wrapped it up as far as the regular season athlete of the year, athlete of the week and team of the week. We'll of course start those up in the fall with football and volleyball again. So our athlete of the year standings and seedings are now set. I need to update this a little bit, but you can see your top 16. This is going to be hopefully a big deal coming up in the month of August. It'll be a 3-week tournament. August is dead as far as sports goes, as far as active sports and active games. Of course, there's practice going on for football and volleyball, but as far as active games, it's kind of a dead time of the year. So our athlete of the year tournament will take place in August. We've got our top 16 athletes, and these are voted, or I should say, they are set as far as athletes that won the athlete of the week and the amount of votes that they got. So your number of votes is what gets you into this tournament. Evan Vitito with SK Football, he was the very first athlete of the week. He got 743 votes that very first week. So Evan Vitito of SK Football is your number 1 seed. Imogen Stratton of English Valley's Volleyball is your number 2 seed. It goes down to Emerson Jedlicka of North Mahaska Cross Country. Rihanna Utterback, she'll be tough to beat in this tournament. Of course, wrestling for SK at number 4. You got Kennedy Axmere from English Valley's Volleyball at 5. Nat Linder from North Mahaska Track. Haley Jack, this past week's Athlete of the Week with HLV TC Softball. Kale Clarahan, SK Football. Abby Durflinger, Cardinal Wrestling. Luke Moore, English Valley's Wrestling. Emery Finch, Cardinal Volleyball. Ben Kaufman, EV Football. Addison Adam, Cardinal Track. Emma Becker, Cardinal Softball. Dalton Dowd from Ottumwa Wrestling. And Macy Little from North Mahaska Wrestling. So you got all sorts of sports, all sorts of schools, and all sorts of athletes involved in this tournament. It's coming up in August. We have shown you the belt. I don't have it on me today, but we've shown you the belt in the past. But Mitch, I don't know. What are your thoughts about this tournament?
It'll be exciting. Yeah, it'll be something to look forward to in August. It is a little bit slow on the high school sports front, so looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Get out and vote for your favorite athletes, and yeah, a lot of different representation going on there from different schools, different sports, and it'll be fun to see who can bring the belt home.
Bring home the championship belt, brother. And those will be. Obviously, it's a single elimination tournament. It'll be 24 hours on each individual matchup, and then at the end of the 3 weeks, we'll be crowning our champion. So we'll see who comes out on top coming up in August for our athlete of the year. All right, you got anything else, Mitch, or are we going to call today?
Hey, just a huge good luck to Coach Crawford and Coach Striegel and the Sigourney boys and girls this week. All eyes will be on Carroll and Fort Dodge, and we'll plan on having a full report for you next Saturday morning of how those team seasons wrapped up, because no matter what, Steve, next Saturday morning, those seasons will be over one way or the other.
Exactly. I do want to invite you, one thing kind of off topic, but we do want to invite you to the Sigourney Square this morning and today. They've got the Sigourney Car Show going on the square in Sigourney, so should be a beautiful, perfect day for that. And I know Keokuk County Economic Development is putting that on, and they've put a lot of hard work into that. So check out the car show and, of course, the Expo Fair going on in Sigourney, the Southern Iowa Fair in Oskaloosa. It's a great time to be alive here in Southeast Iowa. All right, for Mitch Eslick and for Brothers Market, that'll do it for the sports section here on Steve Shuttler Media. Thanks for tuning in.